I wasn't thinking about rugby at all. I was just thinking about being outside and being with friends. So that was really good for my mental well-being.
Outside of work, outside of rugby, where do you find yourself?
In all honesty, I try to create like a quiet space for my brain. That might be from me doing yoga. When I got here, it was my thing in the morning. When I wake up, I did this it was like yoga with Cassandra, this random YouTube lady. I don't have a lot of outside hobbies outside of recovery and doing things that just allow me to move and keep my mind silent.
For me, if I'm not working, not playing rugby, I need to engage my brain. Otherwise, I will find myself going online and watching any rugby game. And I'm like, no, I need to go not look at something rugby related today. So I've actually been on an exploration to find the best cream tea in England.
Oh!
Yeah,
okay.
It's been, I think, a really heroic endeavor that I've undertaken. And so I've had a lot of scones, a lot of jam. They're not all clotted cream is the same. There is definitely a hierarchy of clotted cream. Finding things outside of rugby, I think, is really key for my mental health. To shut that rugby brain off, engage with my friends, let them energize me, and then I can head back to rugby and it'll be there.
Yeah, the conversation with the friends is key. I think the last few weeks too, I've tried to figure out ways to do my recovery or off feet in not a closed gym. Another USA teammate and another teammate at Gloucester, we went to Forest Dean and we went mountain biking, which was our off feet, and it was so fun and extremely hard. I wasn't thinking about rugby at all. I was just thinking about being outside and being with friends. So that was really good for my mental well-being. Alycia, how do you kind of reset after the game mentally, whether it was a good game or a bad game? What are some of the tactics that you use?
Usually as soon as the game is uploaded to our analysis platforms, I have to watch it. Because usually once you watch it through once, you're like, okay, that wasn't as bad as I thought,
right.
Or okay, that worked out better than I thought, then you can sort of turn your brain off from there. Because if you dwell on the bad stuff, or even if you dwell on what you think should have made your highlight reel, it's like you get caught up in those moments and you lose sight of who you are, what your job is, what you're there for. If it's of no value, you have to just move on.
You can't change it.
Can't change it.
It's in the past.
Yes. I know we've been locking together for a while now, but
nice.
When would you say our friendship started?
I feel like we didn't really dive into a really tight friendship until 2018, 2019. Like the next evolution, the next cycle of players. And maybe that's where we started binding as this lock couple.
Yeah.
And a lot of that came from just checking in with each other, and then I actually got to know you a bit more outside of the rugby landscape. But I think also having the relationship with you that we're both competing for similar positions but extremely supportive is what makes me excited to hang out with you. So after 2019, when we started talking about XV Foundation, even before then, I knew that we were going to be super tight because we were just very, in a way, kind of go-getter people. We'll look at each other and know that we're just gonna get it done. And that's probably when I was like, this is gonna be a long time thing.
Yeah. I'm committed to this.
I'm committed to this.
Well, 2017 cycle was almost so stressful that it was hard to make
stressful
friends, because you would leave training and you'd be thinking about do I belong here? Am I meant to be here? Is everyone better than me? But this cycle has been, the real meat of our friendship here. Because it's just been so wonderful to have someone who understands what it's like to balance full-time work with rugby, balance partners with rugby, and try to get everything done. Obviously everything with the foundation. It's when you're fighting this fight for women's equality in sport and equity and funding with someone, it's you're putting your heart and soul out there on display, saying what's important to you and showing this vulnerability that there's no way you can work through all that with someone and not end up besties even by accident. So I think that's been a really wonderful experience.
And that's because we have that existing kind of relationship of just just get to the nitty gritty. We don't care what happens. We'll figure it out. We'll make it work.